You know, it's not common at all to see something well adapted into a TV drama, let alone a video game. A ton of things tend to get lost in translation. Sometimes the source material is changed so much for it to fit the TV medium that it becomes something else entirely. And sometimes people don't really get what the source material is all about and focus on everything that doesn't matter. On episode 3 of HBO's The Last of Us, our heroes Joel and Ellie— wait, where's Ellie? Oh, there she is. Well, Joel's still mourning Tess, while Ellie is still trying to make small talk as they approach Bill and Ted's town. Bill and Frank's town, sorry. They chat along the road, and the way the dialogue tells us this 14-year-old hasn't seen shit and doesn't know shit, and Joel, on the other hand, has seen and knows too much of it, is just great. Ellie doesn't seem to really get what someone's death means, and Joel doesn't want anything to do with the girl. They get to a convenience store where Joel says he has something stashed, and Ellie asks him,
"Why do you have stuff stashed here?"
To which he replies,
"You ask a lot of goddamn questions."
But really, why do you? They enter the building and Joel starts to look for his stuff, and Ellie is like, "Hey, I'm off to explore the back room of this abandoned building in the middle of a zombie apocalypse," and Joel is like, "Sure?" And this is kind of weird because in the beginning of the episode, he left her alone in the woods, and before they got to the store, they were walking right in the middle of a road, and now he's absolutely sure it's safe for her to wander off inside a building he hasn't been in a few years. Isn't this world supposed to be dangerous? That's kind of weird. Anyway, Joel then takes forever to find something that he hid himself, as Ellie shows us she's not really right in the head before they leave the store. They then come across an airplane before Joel says,
"We'll cut across the woods here."
Isn't the road easier?
Well, duh. It is also more dangerous, even though that doesn't seem to be a problem here. But Ellie's stubborn and stays on the road anyway and finds a mass grave which Joel tells her is probably filled with innocent, non-infected people's bodies. We then get to Bill and Ted's Bill and Frank's story. Damn it. As I said in the beginning of the video, sometimes people will change the source material so much that it becomes something else entirely, or people will sometimes not get what the story is all about and then focus on everything that doesn't matter. Here, the next entire hour we get, Bill's story, is made up of stuff that is just not in the game whatsoever. You see, Bill in the game is just this prepper guy video game character that helped us get a battery in a session of the game. And then there is mention of this other guy, Frank, who's even already dead by the time we meet Bill. The game gives us little hints about their story, but that's it. Here, we get to see who Bill is, how he met Frank, how they fell in love, how they met Joel and Tess, how they grew old together, what they did, and how they lived. We get to see who these two men were and how Frank managed to change Bill and make him happy, and how a terrible illness cut that story short, and how in the end, Bill, the paranoid prepper guy, chose to go out with his partner. As he says,
"This isn't the tragic suicide at the end of the play. I'm old. I'm satisfied. And you were my purpose."
Damn, you said it, brother. And Jesus, can these people write dialogue. And there you have it. The result is a video game side character turned into one of the best and most touching hours of television I've seen in a long time. And they did it by doing precisely what usually ruins adaptations. Only they did it perfectly. They did write a bunch of things that was not in the source material, but that actually managed to improve and emphasize even more the point of the original story. You know, those little snippets with the scientists talking about the origin of the infection had me worried they would focus too much on the sci-fi side of things. But this episode showed me that's not the case at all. They know that that is not the point of the story they're telling. The Last of Us is not supposed to be about a fungus that turns people into zombies. That's background. Bill and Frank's story showed us that this is not about a fungus at all. It's about people, their relationships, and their journey in this post-apocalyptic, nightmarish, fucked up world. And you know what? Bill and Frank was a surprisingly happy one.